Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome to the start of a brand new campaign series here today on the channel. We're back on Total War Warhammer 2, playing as the brand new legendary lord for the Dark Elves, Rakarth, the greatest of all the Beastmasters of Karond Kar. Rakarth, voice acted by A1 Rayon. You probably know him from Game of Thrones, where he plays Ramsay Bolton. Rakarth is a free legendary lord available to Total War Access users on the 18th of March and for Australians the 19th of March. I've got to say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly as well for sending me a free early access code of Rakarth and making this video and Let's Play possible. So a huge thank you to them and their community team. So without further ado, let's get stuck into the Rakarth campaign.
Heal, beasts! These wretched isles are a far cry from the tormented coastlines of Slaver's Gate. We need not dwell here for long, for opportunity calls. I have been scouring these parts for more creatures of war to add to Karond Kar's dungeons. But now the Witch King has made his intentions clear. Once the scaling have been removed from these lands, we will be free to turn our attentions to the Ulthuan. They will not best me again. Lord Malekith desires the power to control the Vortex, and what he does with it is none of my concern. But gaining his favor will no doubt bring me riches and power. Speaking of which, even from here, I can feel the thrum of the legendary Widowmaker. If I were to get my hands on such a weapon, I would be undefeatable at the helm of my monstrous menagerie. But first things first. The primitive men and effete Asser shall not get in the way of the Witch King's plans. My beasts and I will serve Nagaroth, and I shall get the recognition I deserve.
In the Vortex campaign, Rakarth starts in the northeastern corner of the map in the Norsken wastes. We'll go through his faction features. He has access to monster pens and removes vigor penalties from raiding, has reduced upkeep for all monstrous units.
Malekith has ordered the acquisition of the scrolls of Hecate. If I am to further ascend the ranks of Nagaroth, I must deliver on his request. The local belligerents will have to be dealt with first, whether by death or enslavement. Time to feed.
And Rakarth himself provides increased melee defense and reduced recruitment time to all monsters in his army. Rakarth's campaign has similarities to Imric. For example, we go around in this campaign collecting monsters, while Imric goes around collecting dragons. So Rakarth's Monster Pens is a special recruitment pool that allows him to recruit monstrous creatures instantly to his armies, including some of them that are not available usually to the Dark Elf factions. For example, capturing Norsken settlements, we get access to feral mammoths. For chaos-corrupted regions, we can get manticores, we can get harpies, Hydra, we can get medusas, stegodons, carnosaurs, giant wolves, squigs, and black dragons from capturing high elf settlements. And that's just to name a few. Rightio then, guys. So, if you like the sound of Rakarth and this campaign and want to see more Warhammer 2 on the channel, the best way to support the channel is to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on. Let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series, where you'd like me to expand and conquer. So, we're starting off in the northeastern corner of the map. Once we get rid of the Norskens, we're probably in like a relatively safe area. It's always the case in Total War. If you can sort of carve and pick out a corner of the map, sort of have your back against the wall, you should be alright. So, sacrifices to Cain look alright. Tech-wise, we'll go choose or die, which will give us an income from slaves. Now, once we deal with the Norskens, once we get rid of them, we'll start pushing into Ulthuan, sort of attacking the eastern coast there. We might run into Eltharion and various other High Elf Lords. Then we'll sort of try and make our way towards the Phoenix Gate. So the Norskens of scaling. I have only 2 territories there. Karond Kar quite likes me. We want to try and get a confederation with them at some point. Potentially maybe with Helebron, Malekith. There's so many Dark Elves that we could potentially ally with, which is cool. I want to try and get the Sword of Cain as well. Whether or not we hold it for too long, I'd love to give Ramsey the Sword of Cain. I might just use it calling Ramsey and Rakarth interchangeably. But yeah, let me know if you guys pick up on any of the Game of Thrones references to the Lord of the Dreadfort. There's various like flaying references and Ramsey and his dog references that I've seen throughout. But yeah, let me know if you pick up any. I think we'll just go with a Vortex Victory. Domination is so long, so we'll try and complete all the rituals, then we'll play the final battle for the Vortex, which should be a lot of fun. The last campaign I've played as the Dark Elves was Malekith on SFO, and that was quite a while ago. We have a sorceress here. Unfortunately, she's not fire. I would have loved her to be, but she's beast. But in saying that, it's going to give us a lot of early beast buffs once we level her up a bit. But we only start off with 1 province in Albion. So looking at it, tier 1 for now. Probably just try and upgrade it to a dark tower. We've also got some unique buildings here now, but let's have a look at the units. Let's have a look at what we can recruit. So first of all, we want to go with dark shards, and we want to get dread spears, and trying to bolster up them as best we can is really good. Pushing up here to dark shard shields as well, and the Reaper is actually not too bad. The hand bows are not as good as the dark shards, even though they can move while they can actually mobile shoot, while these can't. The Riders, okay, are quite... yeah, they're all right here. Getting some cheap cavalry, the Dark Riders are quite good. The Shards and Great Swords are kind of too expensive, to be honest. The Witch Elves are very good, especially with the Death Hag. There's an amazing mount with you. Cost-effective wise, Harpies are very good at flanking. And the Executioners are good, but they're expensive. Dragons as well. War Hydra are quite good. It's kind of... look, the thing is, right, with the Blackguard of Naggarond, they're very good against anti-large stuff. However, sort of spamming them out into an entire army build, they're controversial. They're not everyone's sort of pick, but they're okay. And cold ones are good. I don't know about the chariots, though. And these sorcerers. Alright, let's get stuck into the first battle of the campaign, where we play essentially the tutorial fight. We have the Battle of Troll Feud against the Norskens. I'll get to show off Rakarth on the campaign map. So, we've got 2 units of swords, 2 dread spears, a crossbow unit, we've got a war hydra, and we've also got some crossbow bolts there. So, overall, definitely a really decent pool we start off with. So, the Norskens do have a feral mammoth, which we have to watch out for, so we'll just make a strong, long, staunch front line of spears, and what we'll do, we'll switch my Reaper bolt thrower to a multi-shot. Actually, can you just move that slightly further back? There we go. We'll put the War Hydra on the right. We'll protect the bolt throwers there. We'll move Rakarth up along with the sorceress. Sort of sit them like that. Now, the major problem is going to be the feral mammoth, but hopefully we can bring it down. The bolt throwers, I think they're best to try and hit the bulk of the infantry instead of targeting the mammoth. Everyone else should be able just to hold. We'll put the War Hydra on the right so it can match the feral mammoth. But here is Rakarth, famed Beastmaster of Karond Kar. He has a whip in his left hand and a spear in his right. His helmet is opened. He's got a big scar on the right hand side of his face there. I have seen sort of various depictions more of him like Malekith in a sealed helm and stuff, but I don't mind his sort of depiction in this. But here's the War Hydra here. The first beast we have access to. So eventually what I'd like to do in this campaign is sort of have a bit of a doom stack with black dragons. Depending actually on where you sort of want to go in the Mortal Empires campaign, this has a lot of replayability. If you want to go against the Lizardmen and get Stegodons and Carnosaurs, you can do that. If you want to sort of fight more in the Norsken wastes, get access to their hounds and feral mammoths and the like. But here are the Norskens here. A decent melee faction, just like my own. Would have liked a little bit more archers. So we've got Whiplash, which is only for large entity units, and then we've got the beast gauge there. We've also got wild form, which we can use in this one. Alright, let's start the battle. So what I want to do is get my Reaper bolt throwers here to focus on their marauders. They're the ones that are going to cause me the most problem. So multi-shot on that, try and hit the units. We have Fury Breath with the War Hydra, and we'll use it on the Feral Mammoth when it's in range. I think we'll just hold you for now, because we'll wait for him to come up. Okay. Just swing you a little bit forward. So the multi-shot is slightly misfiring there. That's a better one. But it's alright, because it's hitting their javelins. 60% in our favour. Wait for it. Our crossbows are now in range, and we're focusing most of our firepower on those marauders. Okay, now you should be in range. Get that off. Buff the Hydra. Oh, okay. I thought it would have done a little bit more damage. But the War Hydra is going to engage the Feral Mammoth. They can hold there for now. Rakarth can fight in hand-to-hand combat against the Norsken chieftain. And the spears are clashing upon my swordsman. Yeah, so maybe I was better off in hindsight to focus on the units. I'm going to press insert on my keyboard so I can get some shots off here with the Reaper bolt throwers. That's a good shot. So far it's quite close between the War Hydra and the Mammoth. I'm going to get my crossbows actually to try and hit the Mammoth now. How's Rakarth doing in hand-to-hand combat? Okay, so he's holding not too far. The Feral Mammoth has gone into rage. Now, once we get a couple of those to ourselves, we can actually stop the rage ability, which is really cool. Murderous prowess is going up as well. But our spears are holding well against the marauders, along with Rakarth as well. He's at half health, so let's just move him out of it. I don't want to allow him to get injured in the first battle of the series. Okay, bolt throwers can hit those further back. The War Hydra is still holding quite well. I think now that we've got the crossbows hitting the Feral Mammoth, it's reducing its hit points quite a lot. So this battle can be a little bit tricky if you don't try and neutralize the Mammoth. Oh, these bolt throwers here might be exposed. Come on, don't let those marauders near me. So Murderous Prowess is now kicked off. The Feral Mammoth is now moved. Let's try and neutralize some of these javelins at the back with the Hydra. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're better off saving a couple of those. Yeah, I just thought the Mammoth would have been a little bit more exposed. Oh, now it's coming back. Try and bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it down. There we go. One of our Dread Spears is retreating, which we have to watch out for. One of the unique features with Rakarth is that in his army, Harpies are free. Now, that's not... I think that's a good idea, in theory, because Harpies are very rarely used in Warhammer. So it'll give you access to them in the early game to spam them out quite a bit. So if you like Harpies, particularly on the lower difficulties, I do recommend it, but I just like the Dark Shards, to be honest, and the Spears. Alright, can I get a shot at this Mammoth here? Oh! Overshot it, but I think it brought it down. The Norskens are wavering now. Hey! We have victory. We have victory here today, alright. Get those shots off. And try and run down the remaining stragglers. There we go. I'm clipping our units slightly. But that's alright. Oh! The Mammoth disappeared. But here is Rakarth. Bloodied in battle. Alright, let's speed things up. We want to try and run down as many of them as we can. Some of the bolt throwers are in range. Yeah. 567 to their 700 or so. And now we can take their city. Pyrrhic victory to start things off. Okay. Looking at the casualties sustained and inflicted, the bolt throwers got 160, Rakarth with 23, the sorceress with 11, the Hydra with 56, and the crossbows with 59 there. Now swords did quite well. The spears, not so much. Will enslave the captives and take on the replenishments. Now we've got a couple of options once we get rid of the Norskens here. We could go even further, sort of northwest, or we can invade Ulthuan, or go to the Shrine of Cain. I think going against the Ulthuani is the play. So for now in the early game we'll get those Harpies in, because we can instantly recruit them. We'll get Root Marcher because we want to go down and rush Lightning Strikers as early as we can. We'll buff Wild Form as well, the Augment, which gives us armor and a base weapon damage. And then we'll eventually go down and get Amber Miss or whatever it is. Okay, quest issued. Capture 2,500 captives. Restore the port of Nagarond. So we'll push into Troll Feud here. We'll auto-resolve it. Close victory. And only one more settlement to go in this region.
This settlement has yielded more than just its hovels, Beastmaster. Another beast has been acquired and added to your monster pens. Other enemy settlements may also harbor rare creatures. You need only to occupy them to claim your monstrous prizes.
Now we have a feral mammoth in our midst, which is cool. Right. We just want lightning strike. So which one's the one to go for here? Maybe Infamous Rider for now. So there's no more that we can get from our monstrous pens, nor regiments of renowned. So we still need Pack Ice Bay before we can get the entire region of Albion under our control.
Dominating.
Let's get some dread spears in for now.
Their love for war is admirable. But whenever I face them in battle, I am reminded of the superiority of beasts over men. It matters little. They shall all be trampled into carrion under hoof, paw, and claw, or ground into feed for my monstrous host.
Grounded into feed. Crikey, mate. Alright. So we basically just need to destroy the following faction. We also need to go around and capture key locations where there's more of the resource of Hekate's scrolls. But each settlement itself has a small production of it. Okay, welcome to the top of the turn. We'll take Pack Ice Bay now. And that should be the last of the Norskens here. Yep, now the following faction is destroyed. A right has been unlocked due to our slaves. So we can increase income from slaves. +5 tax is really good. Public order for now. We're already the -30 or so because of conquest. We'll replenish and repair where we can. Okay, we want to try and get lightning strike, so we'll just go serve or die for now, and then we'll work towards getting buffs for our various beasties and upgrading our dark shards as well. Restore the port of, yeah, so we need to get the whip. Sign a non-aggression pact with
I am told you want to
Egg
talk. Okay.
Hole. Sure, but I kind of wanted to go that way potentially, but now that we're signing a non-aggression pact, I don't want to get low reliability. So it looks like we're going to go after the High Elves after all. Sacrifice to Cain. Income from slaves increases. We also get the Dark Conduit for all armies for 15 turns, which is a really good spell. So I can't wait to use that. Alright, tech-wise, couple of options here. I think going down, from what I can remember, the bottom right of the Dark Elf tech tree is the best. Early on for getting various growth, public order, and wealth buffs. Okay, so I guess we just restore the port, because that's a mission. And we'll get that barracks there to get Dark Shards 1. Then we can get Reaper Bolt Throwers. Like, we're actually not going to need, like, to manually recruit Black Dragons, as we can get them from the pool. Right, so skipped a little bit ahead. We've got 20 units now in our build, and we're going to push against the High Elves. We're going to push into Mistnar off the coast. It's quite close to Troll Fjord. And we probably have enough now to get a secondary army. I'm going to go with a Supreme Sorceress. I'm going to go with the Law of Fire. I like that quite a lot. Still, I still think that's arguably the best for the Dark Elves, because we can get a Flaming Head early on. I want to try and get Sorcerers in my army build, but it's going to take a little bit of investment, so I'm not going to rush them straight away. So let's just get some Dread Spears and Dark Shards in our secondary army at some point. Right, what else can we go with here? So just capturing more enemies in battle. I'm actually going to rename this Fire Sorceress to Miranda. If you guys can remember, was Ramsay's girlfriend in Game of Thrones. So we'll call her that. Okay, let's push into Mistnar and go against the High Elves. The Ulthuan. We have had a rebellion here in Albion, just because of our recent conquests and chaos, corruption, osmosis. We'll do that sacrifice to Cain now and spend the slaves, as we're about to have some wars against the High Elves. We can get that post-loot buff. So let's declare war upon them. We are hemorrhaging cash, but we should be able to start making a profit once we take some more territories. This is because we've got 2 armies. Our supply lines are not looking healthy at the moment. So clear, auto resolve there, we'll replenish and repair, and then we'll push upon the capital. Rakarth has gone up in stats as well. We still want to try and push for lightning strike. We've gone with Amber Spear there, because it's a missile.
Born to command.
Magical spell. Okay, then we've got Krace, and then we've got Altharian as well. Okay, the port's being constructed. And now we have a quest battle for the Whip of Agony, which we'll do eventually, and it's against Nakai the Wanderer and various lizardmen. Okay, cool. I am tempted to maybe get some Black Arcs in this series, but the thing is, look at all these storms, by the way. It's kind of going crazy over here. But early on, there's a lot of ports, like settlements that are like port hybrids, but later on, I just don't know if we're going to use it, because we're going to be fighting sort of inland and inner of the circle, where there isn't too many port cities, so I'll just have to see how we go. Is it worth the investment? That's what I'm sort of thinking. But after we're done with these guys, I think pushing into Krace, I don't particularly want to go too far south of Torivares. We'll go with the 15% growth there. Okay, we'll play this one. Our first siege with the Thousand Maws, with Rakarth. We can attack in one turn without siege equipment, because awesomely in Warhammer, every unit has a ladder, but the Hydra and the Feral Mammoth can be used as makeshift battering rams. So once we've sort of established a little bit of a footholding and a landing area in Ulthuan, we'll push into Krace. Depending if Altharian's aggressive, we could push against him earlier than Krace, but using Torivares as essentially a sort of choke point. The thing is, conquering Ulthuan can be a little bit difficult, but from our area, you're better off, because the thing is, we're just going to get war-decked and ganged up on by the various high elf factions, so the more we can pick and put apart, like basically pick them off one by one before they unite against me, is going to make things a lot easier for me. So using pushing, overextending from Torivares isn't really the play. It's such a good castle to defend from. So I think we'll push and try and take as much of the eastern circle as we can. We'll probably try and just hold from Torivares, pushing north, trying to get the Sword of Cain, and then it's actually easier to defend sort of the north and west corner of Ulthuan, just due to all the various gates, if we can take them, the Phoenix Gate and whatnot. But here's our army, the Feral Mammoth, just behind Rakarth, Ramsay Bolton there. We've also got some Harpies as well. But our first siege with the Beastmaster. Archers occupying the right, just so they can hopefully try and arc their shots over and hit the enemy on the walls. There's the Hydra as well. We'll try and get that to the gates as quickly as possible. Okay, let's give out the orders. So you can go here. We'll put 4 to 5 on the right. Sorry, the left-hand side, and then the other one's there. So, archers, crossbows, go here. So there is a little bit of a presence on the right-hand side on that second assault. But nothing too crazy. Right, get the bolt throwers to try and target the wall. And we'll move up the beast sorceress. I don't think the amber spear shot is going to be able to arc itself over the wall enough. But you never know. It might be able to get some splash damage if it hits the top of the wall. But the brave men of the High Elves are trying to repel the Dark Elf Druki invasion led by Rakarth.
Karond Kar expects.
The merciless host, slay them!
Retribution! Our sorcery is majestic! Enemy rising! Eager for battle!
Following orders! No survivors!
Behold me!
Sorceress of Karond by Hecate!
Dread spear! Dealers in death! Battle ready! Battle calls!
No survivors!
No survivors!
The fire!
Master of dragons!
Bleak swords!
We are ready! Die, weaklings!
No survivors! Attack! Bloody murder!
Attack!
Orders understood! Bolt throwers! Druki!
Here!
On to battle! Ready!
For the king!
Rakarth! Glorious bloodshed!
Okay, clear victory. My god, the scream of those harpies were terrifying. We'll end that one there. Decisive victory, to be specific. So Rakarth deployed 1,596, losing a mere 229. Halar of the High Elves deployed 840 and lost obviously his entire army because it's a siege, but 581 in the initial conflict. Looking at the casualties sustained and inflicted, Red Spears did alright. Bolt Throwers with 31. The Feral Mammoth with 71. And Rakarth himself with the 20. So, we've managed to forge ourselves a landing area.
Let them know fear.
And we should be able to push on against Krace if we're lucky. So now that we've been fighting High Elves, we do get access to some dragon eggs. So we should be able to get our first black dragon for the series now. Not yet. Okay, maybe we just need a little bit more money. We'll replenish and repair where we can. And then we'll look to go against Krace. Okay, so it looks like Grom the Paunch will accept a non-aggressional pact with us. He's taken some territory in the south from Eltharion. Okay, we have to deal with this rebellion here. With the garrison from Albion, we can just easily auto-resolve this one. With Miranda, my girlfriend sorceress. And we'll build up and expand Troll Feud and Albion as well. Okay, let's push down to Mistnar. And we'll go with a fireball there. We want to try and get Flaming Head as quick as possible. Okay, we want to try and finish off these blokes because I've got one more settlement. And it's further to the south. Miranda's come up to garrison our recently conquered territory. And then we'll move into northern Ivres, as southern Ivres has fallen to Grom the Paunch. So that's good. That the Goblin King is pressing Eltharion. So that we don't have to. Alright, let's auto-resolve this one against Sarah. We lost a unit of Bleak Swords there, but that's okay. We fought a fair few battles against these blokes, so we'll leave that there. Alright. Diplomacy-wise, can we make peace with them now? No. Okay, and we'll move to Draft Master. We're only one level away before we can get Lightning Strike for Rakarth, which is fantastic. We've got a Dark Steed there for our Beast Sorceress, and we'll repair the buildings. Eltharion has cancelled his trade pact with us. And this should be the last of them. Perfect. So far, our invasion of the Ulthuan has been successful after a couple of good fights. Now we have Lightning Strike with Rakarth. Brilliant to get that early on. Right, we want to just quickly reorganize our armies. I want to get all these Dark Shards into Rakarth's army. I'll move out the Harpies as well, because it's just a preference thing for me. I don't overly like them too much. Alariel the Everqueen has declared war upon me. So, that's not good. So it looks like we're definitely going to be going northwest then, even though I kind of wanted to go that way anyway. But hopefully we just don't get ganged up on by the High Elves. And now Eltharion's declared war. Typical. Well, we might as well try and secure northern Ivres. I wanted to go to war against Krace, but if we don't have to, we won't. Alario is sort of blocking them there. So let's move up and deal with the Warden of Torivares. We'll set an ambush stance here. And I'm actually going to bait Miranda. Like here, in a force march. Like if I put her behind, like Eltharion should be baited out to get that. Like he's going to have line of sight there. There we go, perfect. And we've managed to snare Eltharion in a trap. We'll put him in a cage. And throw away the key, I guess. But anyway, let's do a quick save, and we'll fight this one against Eltharion. Level 3, Rakarth is level 8 now. This should be a pretty good matchup. The Warden facing the Beastmaster. So he's got a Phoenix, some spears. Nothing too insane. Not too many unique Torivares units, which is really good. But luckily, so far in this campaign, Grom the Paunch is putting the pummel on Eltharion. So, if we can wrap up and take his castle, that would be brilliant for our dark beast menagerie, as it were. I like that word, menagerie. I haven't heard it in quite some time. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put 3 units of spears, the bleak swords, and we'll put another 4 over here just to surround the high elf force. And what we'll do is we'll divvy up our targets that we attack so there's like an even spread. We'll move our dark shards here and there. We do have reinforcements coming from the deployment side of the battlefield. And we do have a War Hydra and a feral Mammoth as well. So we're going after the High Elves. So eventually we're going to have a Black Dragon army build. But if you didn't want to go against the High Elves, wanted to focus on Norskens, you get a lot of feral Mammoths. Or if you wanted to go away to Lustria, as it were, take a couple of Black Arcs, you'd be getting more Stegodons and Carnosaurs. But we can send out expeditions at some point as well. But here is the Warden of Torivares. Would have loved to see if they could have gotten Henry Cavill as the voice actor. But it is great to see that they are getting more notable and renowned voice actors for their Total War games. Like A1 Rowan, A1 Rayon, that's how you say his name, is a great casting in my opinion. Please forgive me my pronunciation of it because Welsh names can be a little bit tricky. Okay, so let's give out the attack orders. Let's allow Rakarth to try and attack Eltharion. I wouldn't imagine he would do very well. I essentially want my feral Mammoth to engage that Arcane Phoenix. The problem, it's aerially at the moment, but if we can bring it down to ground level, I'm sure the feral Mammoth should be able to beat it to a pulp. So let's charge on in. Allow the bolt throwers to hit the center. We do have Fireball with Miranda, our Fire Mage. We'll allow the War Hydra to get its flaming attack off. Not too shabby. A little bit earlier would have been more deadly. We'll use Flock of Doom there. And we'll send in Eltharion. We do have Arcane Conduit as well, which is really useful for neutralizing artillery pieces and beasts and stuff, because what you can do with Harpies is you can actually fly and sacrifice them and then drop an Arcane Conduit in, And it really does smash artillery pieces and various beasts and stuff. So we'll drop one here, because you have to select it on a unit. And this should do damage to those rangers now. It might even defeat and completely destroy the whole unit, because it's quite deadly. It's got a pretty big cooldown. But it is definitely worth getting in your Dark Elf field. One of my favourite.
Sorceress of Karond!
Magical abilities. Spells. Okay, so Rakarth and Eltharion are battling it out. And he seems to be doing okay in combat. Against the Warden, which I wouldn't expect. We might actually just bring over to help, because he's losing a bit of health here now as the battle continues. I think he was a little bit depleted, but the War Hydras come in to help out Rakarth. We'll eventually make him a little bit stronger in combat, the Beastmaster. For now, he hasn't got a steed or a manticore which he can have, or his infamous black dragon Brachus, which we could get at some point. It's modelled after a black dragon from what I've seen. So that'll be cool. But for now, even though he's not holding his own too much in a hand-to-hand fight with Eltharion is up there with one of the better melee legendary lords. Tyrion is arguably the best for the High Elves. But that's because we haven't spec'd him early on to be an aggressive melee commander, because I really just wanted to rush Lightning Strike. Because, for example, if we wanted to attack Torivares from the head, from like the get-go, so say there's the garrison in Torivares and then there's two full stack armies outside, with this army build now, we could just Lightning Strike, which is essentially Night Fighter in previous Total Wars. We could 1v1 all those armies instead of having to 1v3 them. Because it's so useful. I can't recommend it enough. If you've got the patience and the time to go with Lightning Strike, and you're not like facing constant waves and waves of attack, it is worth to get it instead of buffing your Dark Shards and various leaderships and attack buffs in this and stuff. You also do tend to get it a lot earlier if you play modded Warhammer 2 with SFO, or you play with a mod that gives you 2 skill points, which I have on occasion. But this is a pure vanilla campaign because I want to show you off Rakarth. But a close victory and a good, well-fought victory here today against Eltharion. We lost 618, Miranda with just the 60, but we've managed to defeat the faction leader for Torivares. Eltharion will not trouble us for quite some time now. I can't remember what buffs we get for defeating Eltharion. I remember Alariel's is the Never Queen, and that's usually good because it gives you winds and magic and a replenishment. I need to get a list somewhere of all the stuff you get when you defeat a legendary lord. The key to Slaver's Gate. Claim the city of Karond Kar, or take the bribe of 5,000. Look, you know what? We're in a really stable position. We've won a really good victory here against Eltharion and Torivares. I'm going to claim the city, even though it does expose us to the west-hand side of the map and potentially other Dark Elf factions that could be going oppose us. The main thing being Nagaroth and Alithanar, potentially even Clan Rictus and Throt. But I think getting Slaver's Point in the Broken Lands is well worth it. I went to say Slaver's Bay, but that's a Game of Thrones thing. My reliability is a little bit low, but now we're currently strength ranked 8th, which is alright. We've managed to gain 3 new territories and a new army as well. We are hemorrhaging cash, so I might have to get rid of some of those agents.
Master Druki.
Okay, Rakarth can get a Manticore now. Brachus at 16th. So, you can argue if you really want to keep him essentially non-mounted, it might be alright to save that skill point, but I kind of want to get a Feral Manticore. We've also got a Burning Head now with Miranda. And tech-wise, we're still going down the bottom right of the tech tree, because it gives us growth, public order. For the Dark Elves, the bottom right seems to be just a good general rule of thumb, and then you can sort of pick and choose what you want due to your army builds. So we'll move you up here. But now with Lightning Strike, we should be able to hit the remaining Eltharian forces without dealing with the Torivares garrison. Look at this. Perfect example of why you need Lightning Strike early on, because now we can defeat Eltharian quite easily. Close to victory, we'll take on the replenishments, and we will storm Torivares. Oh wow, we actually might need to withdraw here. Or manually fight it out. We just might need a little bit more replenishment for that one. That's going to be a tough battle. Maybe we need some siege equipment, perhaps. Right, we have to deal with our territory over here in Karond Kar. Now, we've got 2 melee specialists. They cost 600. They're way too expensive. I don't particularly want to expand too far into Ulthuan's territory just yet. I want to focus on the eastern corner of the map. I essentially want to keep a stable army here with Shakara. Enough to defend these territory and keep a decent profit. But I might push towards Black Light Tower to get the full province. And we'll perform a sacrifice here. Perfect. And Ulthuan has declared war upon me. Well, looks like we have to fight over there now, which is annoying. We're going to have to watch out for Clan Rictus. Or is it Eshen? I can't remember. On that side of the map. Safri's now declared war upon me. And same with Tiranoc.
My beasts shall prevail.
Yeah, we're gonna have to break away here. Although we've won a good string of victories against Eltharian, it's the army inside that's the problem. Oh no, you're kidding me. Did that really work? Man, ambushing outside settlements is still incredibly powerful in this game. Okay, so we've got some regiments of renown here. Now can we take Torivares, or do we still need to double back and get some replenishment? We can get some Harpies in, maybe, just to help the order resolve. Hellebrons, Dread Spears, and then some other Harpies. Sartosa's moved up an army. I'd love for them to help me out if they can. No, we'll auto resolve this one now, though. Good. Man, I'm happy that we didn't have to fall all the way back and replenish and repair. A delicious prize.
Not all beasts you seek will be available nearby, my lord. But it is possible to send your hunters into the wider world to seek them out for you. At a cost, of course.
And now, Ivres has now been destroyed, which is quite massive. They're a really important faction for the High Elves. So, unfortunately, a settlement in northern Ivres has fallen to Sartosa, which have well, Sartosa's just like south of here in the Vortex campaign, so that could be a problem we could take. I don't particularly want to go to war with the Vampire Coast. I'm focusing on High Elves. Depending on what sort of happens with our Dark Elf allies, they might actually go to war with Skaven or the Wood Elves or stuff, so drawing in the Vampire Coast with Count Noctilus. It's probably not a good idea. But with Grom the Paunch conquering southern Ivres, the Warden is no more. I guess we'll free and let loose all of the various enemies captured in his cages. So we're currently all with 4 factions, which is manageable. Not ideal, but manageable. I've sent Rakarth north because we want to declare war against Chryse. I don't particularly want to move any further south. We're going to be using, essentially, Ivres as a choke point. And we'll push up and deal with Alariel. For now, we're not at war with Tyrion. So, we might as well go north and deal with Alariel. Rushing Tyrion's not a bad idea because he is... The higher the level he gets, the more difficult the campaign is. We're going to have to watch out for that army, though. Because they could attack us there. But we'll go and try and defeat the Lions of Chryse. And we've captured another black dragon, so we're slowly but surely building up our black dragon army build. Yeah, I might make it a doom stack. I might just get like a full bunch of them. Just for the laughs. I want to try and get as much beasts as possible in this campaign. He's getting pushed back a little bit here. Poor Grom the Paunch by Tyrion. So we're making a military alliance, or try and get some pacts with him. Clan Rictus as well. Okay. So, this is what we currently own in northern Ivres. Miranda's sitting there with a small army. Rakarth can continue to push against Chryse, and we've still got our territory back here in Albion as well. We've also got a quest battle, which we're going to go for now, because we want to try and get the whip. What's this? Okay. An army sent by Lithanar has come up. But we've nearly got all the broken lands under our control. Maybe if we throw that back, we can push for them. We want to try and go for the Sword of Cain Steel and take the Shrine of Cain. There are other rights we can invoke, but now Rakarth, it could push up against Chryse, which he will eventually, but I think I might actually go against Nakai the Wanderer and get the Whip of Agony. So we do have a little bit of reinforcements, but this should be our first battle against the great lizardman Nakai the Wanderer in this campaign. Should be a good one. There actually is a pretty good mod on the workshop which allows you to auto-resolve quest battles. Sometimes there's so many of them that it gets a little bit annoying. But this one seems like it's obviously I'm playing early access. This is a new quest battle, so I want to show it for you guys. But yeah, I do recommend the auto-resolve quest battle mod, because sometimes in a campaign you can get like 8 of them. They can really stack up if you don't pay attention to them.
Cowardly wretches, hiding from your betters. Your tricks will not protect you from the onslaught of my beasts. They think to free their cold-blooded kin. Their freedom will be found only in obedience. Foolish Nakai, you are nothing but another beast to be broken. I will teach this reptilian scum what it means to truly dominate your foes. We shall send these insolent curs scurrying back to their jungles in fear as I bend their revered spirit to my will.
Cold-blooded Nakai? I like the way that rolls off the tongue. Repel the Lizardman assault on the Black Ark and defeat Nakai the Wanderer. Okay, so we do have some additional reinforcements here to help us out. Some chariots, which is pretty average, but check out the sails of the Black Ark. I'm always impressed by the enormity of the Warhammer battle. It's like the faded background, always crazy. But here's Nakai the Wanderer. This should be a good fight. And if we can bend and bow him to our will. That'd be kind of cool if you could have like a Nakai unit mod in the future if you beat him in battle. Right, I was trying to see if I could see that Carnosaur that he had kidnapped and some other lizard boys. So we'll spread out the deployment like this. I think we'll chuck our dread spears, because the thing is, there's a annoying obstruction. I guess it's some sort of hole in the middle of the battlefield, so it's going to split it in two. So we'll try and hug this middle bit and try and use it to our advantage. We'll move up our bolt throwers as well. We have 2 black dragons that can use their breath attack, so we should be able to take out a couple of them. We've still got our Hydra as well. We've also got our Dark Conduit. We should be able to do a lot of damage. We've also got Rakarth mounted to a Manticore now. So we'll use it on this. There we go, use that. Oh, I did a decent amount of damage to those Croxagores. I'm quite impressed. Get your breath shot off there. Perfect.
Prepare yourselves, beasts!
Nakai's faction is going to be one of the harder to face with us. We'll chuck in a Flock of Doom there. I actually don't mind Flock of Doom. I think early on, Amber, Spear, Missile Shot, and Flock of Doom is quite good. Even though I just personally prefer Fire Sorceresses. I wish you could sort of re-roll. But I guess he's giving us, like, it's all about the beast, you know what I mean? It's all about beasts with Rakarth. So, giving more buffs to him makes sense. Now, because we've only got 2 black dragons, they are going to get focused and targeted and slightly isolated on as well. So we've got to make sure we move and agitate them around the battlefield so they're not getting hit. Because the thing is, right, you can send them in. Oh, I've got some reinforcements here, which is annoying. Well, I guess it's even because we've got our own. But you want to sort of move and agitate them around the map, because they can. You want to. Sending them in is good because they can actually fight, but you also want to be able to get their shots off. So you just have to really micro them a bit. Okay. So although there's reinforcements coming on that left-hand side, we basically won there. Nakai has nearly been defeated, so if we get hit, if we can get rid of him, that should be able to cause a rout. But most of Nakai's forces now are in a retreat. We nearly have murderous prowess soon. Right, hit those units that are rotating in, and the enemy lord is dead. We've managed to get rid of Nakai. Awesomely. Yeah, where does Nakai start on the Vortex campaign? I can't remember. He starts in the north on Mortal. Empires, that is. Maybe Lustria? Oh, we've won here anyway. Good, let's end that one there. The decisive victory. Oh, wow, that was one of the better results. Against Lizardman, Rakarth is very dominant. Oh, wow, crikey. Croxagores got most of the kills, which is understandable. But the Skinks, the Lizardman, not so much. The War Hydra got most of the kills for us. Maybe those additional reinforcements just makes this battle a lot easier. Maybe we don't need them in hindsight. Okay, let's take the Actually,
Flesh to
yeah, we'll take the replenishment. I was going to say we probably could take the funds if we wanted to. Because there's still a little bit of time before we push to Krace. Trophies of Lustria. 4 feral coal ones.
bow.
Oh wow, we've got a fair few units that we can access from our monster pens once we've got the cash. A feral Carnosaur.
My name
A Stegodon.
through the ages.
And some feral coal ones as well. Awesome. Rakarth is making his way to the Krace Hell city of Torgard. Looks like some of our Druki allies have taken the settlement, which is annoying. Belonging to them, but it's okay. The Beastmaster errand. Right, so this is the rite we performed. So depending on what we spend, we can get access to various beasts. The more expensive one has a longer cooldown. Costs 1,500 from our treasury. Old World Exposition, Lustria Expedition. Maybe we could go with this. I don't know, I quite like the Lustrian units though.
The dark
But I might just change things up and go with Wares of Grond. So it gives us a Medusa and another Black Dragon. Yeah, maybe we're better off going for the Lustrian stuff because we're going to be taking a lot of dragon eggs soon. I could give some of those beasts to Shakara over in Karond Kar, potentially. Okay, so we have been attacked here at Black Creek and we've won. So that's defeated that Ulthuan force. Okay, we've disembarked here. Oh my god, so the Everqueen's there. There's a fair few military forces
to the prey.
defending Krace's last stronghold.
Shade is to my
So it looks like the Druki have got the Sword of Cain down there. We can perform a ritual now as well in Albion, which I think we'll do. We've got pretty large garrisons here. So if they do get attacked, we should be able to defend it. We don't. The thing is, we don't want to wait on rituals too long because we want to get ahead of the game so we can get that final Vortex battle underway. So we'll move to Pack Ice Bay with Miranda just in case. I'm sure Torivares will be fine.
Ritual is underway, my lord. Even working together, it will take your greatest adept some time to complete. Such is the ritual's power that the great vortex itself distorts under its pull. Be wary, though, for while the vortex is weakened, the forces of chaos will slip into this world. Ready your defenses, for they will doubtless be drawn to the ritual's power.
So as a consequence of the ritual, some chaos forces have spawned, but that's okay, we can deal with them. Now, instead of going after Krace, I think I might just quickly... I don't know. I think we'll go... Yeah, we'll go after Krace. I was going to say we might go after the Everqueen, but you know what? I think I might just take this and then take on the replenishment. And make them push us. We've also got a Regiment of Renowned. But Alariel there in a force march is a really juicy opportunity. So, what's in Torgar? But I can get rid of Krace once and for all.
fail me. and
Close victory. We'll take that and we'll take on the replenishment as well.
All mine.
Yeah, let's do an Occupy.
Finery I desire.
Because if I'm lucky, you never know, those High Elves might actually take the Sword of Cain. Saves me going for the Shrine, because the Shrine does have quite a large garrison in it. So Krace is no more. And it's fallen to the Druki. Okay, what do we want to go for here? So here are some of the unique stuff. Breeding Program. Pack Hunters. Brachus we can't get till level 16. Currently 14 now. We'll go with Breeding Program, I think. Maybe even Beast Tamer as well at some point. But here are some of the skills that Rakarth has at his disposal. Harpy Claw bolts. pack hunters. We'll go with that because I tend to be ambushing quite a lot. 25% success. Okay. Grom's still hanging out. Even with no settlements. So unfortunately Torivares did get attacked, but we have managed to beat the Chaos Horde that attacked it, which is good. While Miranda was going to pack Ice Bay, but I guess she could just quickly run them down. Yeah, there we go.
This was your destiny.
Get rid of them. Get some more Harpies. And the Servants of Chaos have been destroyed. Good. So still 9 more turns before we get the cutscene. There could be more units about, so we'll move to Pack Ice Bay just in case. Okay, let's go with... because we've done the Public Order, we've done the Growth. Yeah, maybe +4 melee attack for Dread Spears. Attribute, Miranda. Accept the gold, 2,000 loyalty. Raise everyone else's taxes, 2,000 treasury. -5 loyalty. +10 taxes all province. I think we'll raise everyone else's taxes, because that's going to allow us to invest that 2,000 and potentially maybe get some black dragons in as well. Oh no, the broken axe is no more. That's annoying. Anyway, we might be able to get rid of Alariel here, which would be brilliant, because the Ever Queen trait for your legendary lord is really good. So we're not at war with Illyrian just yet, but we might have to declare war upon them, because I don't want to like push over against Alariel's like settlements and then get attacked. Oh wow, look at this, man. This is massively in my favour. We've got a +4 leadership. We'll just chuck that on Rakarth. But we'll auto-resolve this one, even though it's against Alariel. I love actually playing against legendary lords. I like to make my battle focuses, like my battles for my episodes focus on legendary lords. That's just not a competitive enough army for me to play it. I'll just auto-resolve it. So the Never Queen, Growth, Public Order, and Winds of Magic Reserve. I thought I had a replenishment growth, but that's pretty crazy. Wanderer no more as well. Lord over Asser. So already we're building up Rakarth quite well.
Attack, my lord. The winds of magic shriek and eddy about it in strange formations, for a mighty ritual is underway in some distant land. The power of the ritual pulls and distorts the vortex, yet there remains a chance to intervene. Find the whereabouts of those that channel the ritual and attack before its completion, my lord. Control of the vortex must not fall into enemy hands.
So I'm going to get Rakarth to claim the Sword of Cain. Him with it is actually kind of insane.
Witness my strength, Brachus. Born to command.
Supreme Sorceress of Karond. Limitless power.
Free. To the prey. Too strong.
You do not
Let
belong
this
here.
word quail.
We need to throw back the army that's near Mistanar now.
Submit to me. Dominating. Triumph as always. The Beast Lord Ascendant. Wrath of the Beast Lord. I will not be defeated. The Tower of Despair awaits them. Follow the trail.
Asur Princess, you have defiled the Phoenix Court. Speak.
Speak. I approve.
Cruel and dead. What dark and callous.
Call me.
Ulthuan's defender.
Alariel.
When Loic dances,
At your service.
Your request? My guards stand ready. Choose your words with care.
Ulthuan shall tremble before me. Rest is required.
What is your dark purpose? Powerful enchantress. Favored of the Witch King. Battle at last!
Okay, let's push into Blacklight Tower.
Rakarth, for victory! Tear this place apart!
The ritual cast, and magic bound within the scrolls of Hecate was unleashed, lighting the dark skies of Nagaroth. The sorceress Felicion was joined by a murderer, one that hunted in the shadows. They looked upon the island across Poison Shore and waited. Approaching the island was all but impossible. Yet the ritual gave the sorceress ingress. Felicion bargained with the Oracle. In exchange for her freedom, the Medusa bade the sorceress to look in the mirror. At the heart of hated Ulthuan, the Vortex was vulnerable. If the Witch King wished to step into the maelstrom and bathe in its power, then his body would need to be ready. A drink from a cursed goblet was required, filled with the life force of 5 victims. The rituals would reveal the prey that the sorceress and her assassin must hunt. An irony that the Oracle was blind to her own fate. Four more rituals, 4 more sacrifices needed to fill the goblet. Then the Witch King may drink and be ready to enter the Vortex. More of Hecate's scrolls must be found.
Fine.
We should be able to get a military alliance with Malekith and some money.
I approve.
Chieftain of the Black Elf King.
Noble. What dark and black the Black Court, isn't it? Please, share your inanities with me. I'm listening. Never. Very well.
Cain favors me. They face doom. I will not be defeated.
Your desire?
It's time to declare war against Illyrian.
Feast.
As
my
we
beasts.
push further west, we don't want them hitting us
Show
in the
neither
rear as
mercy
we expand.
nor restraint. Terrorize them.
A bloody victory!
Rakarth tracking. A legend among Beastmasters.
Be ready! Setting forth!
Dragon Master. Tear them apart. Fit only for lesser beings. Tremble before Rakarth. Show no mercy.
Supreme Sorceress of Karond. Ever onward.
Dominating. Savage them, beasts.
Let's finish off the last of Alariel's forces here.
My beasts shall prevail. The Tower of Despair awaits them.
With Ulthuan!
Malekith, King of Nagaroth.
The ancestors shall be avenged!
Futile.
Dragon Master. Show no mercy. Fail me and face the lash. Feast, my beasts. I will not be defeated. They will tremble before Rakarth. For Karond Kar.
A bloody victory.
All shall behold my greatness. This wretch does not respect Rakarth.
Cease your provocations.
Supreme Sorceress of Karond. Be prepared for slaughter!
Do you not understand that I am... Tremble before Rakarth. Savage them, beasts.
Supreme Sorceress of Karond. Starty. You waste my time. Dreadlord, awaiting command. Go, kill! Death to all enemies! They belong to me now. Kill, kill, kill! For Nagaroth! For victory! Dreadlord, awaiting command.
Birds in trees, rodents on the ground.
Supreme sorceress of
Even though we already have the trait,
Cain,
Never Queen from Alariel the Radiant. I'm going to play this one here today for the Battle of the Phoenix Gate. It should be a good one. Our first against Alariel, the Legendary Lord.
fail me and fail. Rakarth!
Advancing! The merciless host! Forward, as you say! On to slaughter! To destruction! Going! We understand.
sorceress of Karond.
Predators! All! Here!
All powerful.
Beast Lord! Rakarth! Lord of all beasts! Faster! Faster!
Dread spears! Druki, forward! Druki, forward! Cold-blooded killers!
My power is yours.
Going!
Sister of the Dark Convent.
Blood for Cain!
Rakarth! Come! Dark Shards!
On to slaughter!
Shades! Onward!
Kill everything!
Kill them! Dread Spears! Rakarth! Ulthuan! Lord of Peace! Dread Spears! Advance, Druke!
Attack!
Make them bleed!
Slay them!
Slaughter them! No survivors!
We are ready! Following orders. It is done. Forward!
Dealers in death!
For the king!
Druke!
On to slaughter!
Sorceress of Karond! Now!
Dark shards!
Rakarth! Eager for battle!
Eager for battle, as you say. Death is coming!
Slay them!
Hack! Cut!
Death! Glorious destruction!
Hack! Cut! The merciless host!
All worship Rakarth!
Dread spears!
Druki!
Sorceress of Karond! Hellcry!
We are ready!
Slaughter them!
Slay them! Dread Spears!
Orders understood!
By Drakira! Shades! Merciless host! Battle ready!
Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I've had a lot of fun. It's been a big one. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions. Got to say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly, of course, and Rakarth will be available to the general public on the 17th of March for you Americans and people from the UK, the 18th for Australians. Alright guys, I'm going to play the outro now. Unfortunately guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already with the bell notification on. Let me know in the comment section down below feedback and suggestions for the video, and feel free to leave a dislike. If you want to support the channel and follow me on my social media links, they are all linked in the description below. We've got the series playlist that you can access. You can also have a look at my gaming and recording equipment. If you want to get yourself some cheap games, check out the links. You can support me on Patreon if you want. Channel members are available. Use creator code SimpzyTotalWar on the Epic Games Store checkout to flick me a couple of bucks. We've got Twitter, Discord, merchandise, Facebook, Steam group, Instagram, Twitch, and Google Plus links all in the description below as well. But above all, guys, make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. Goodbye.